What's going on, guys? Larry here. The workout that you're about to see um, is early morning workout that basically had me begging for mercy at the end of it. Reason being is that I trained fasted, no surprise there, but I wanted the workout to be as heavy as it could be for me. So you'll see now that my 3 week wave, my different exercise rotation for all my body parts, chest, back, and shoulders, they have now been set. With the third week being the movement I wanted the most in there, something that felt I could progress on legs with a lot. Pendulum squats. Basically, think of these as a hack squat that isn't too hard on your knees. So if you have a gym that you're able to use this piece of equipment, I encourage you to do so. Reps were low for the big exercises, around 6 to 10, with 10 being the highest. I just really wanted to tap deep down into the muscle today. With that being said, we're going to go ahead and get right into the workout. And if you got any questions, please let me know. I'll walk you through it, give you some form tips, some things to keep in mind during a leg training session, and some new information that I found out, as a matter of fact, literally a few minutes ago, about how I should probably program my leg training and my training overall going forward. So stick around and we're going to get right into it. As per usual, guys, kicking it off with seated leg curls. Really bumped up the reps on this, 12 to 15 reps. Guys, I can't stress enough how really good it feels to be able to train legs heavy and hard when you have some rebound out of the bottom. Reason being is that when you warm your hamstrings up, it's kind of like I said before in another video, kind of like a natural knee wrap. You definitely get some bounce out of the bottom in some squats when you're doing them. I know I felt it when I did my next exercise. You basically prioritize a what could be considered a weak body part for many. I know, especially for me. So if you have weak hamstrings, it's very, very smart to prioritize those at the beginning of your workout. So even though these are basically warm-ups and we get to the work set soon, but they're basically warm-ups for the leg, it's very, very smart to do these so you can just have that natural bounce out of the bottom of any leg movement that you do. Sets and reps here, like I said, 4 sets, 12 to 15 reps. Really just focusing in on the contraction and really trying to pump the hamstrings up with some blood. I learned from Charles Poliquin, reading some of his work, that hamstrings respond well to low rep work. So that has been the bulk of my training for hamstrings. So I'm looking to do that even more on like the lying leg curls, stiff leg deadlift, and all that. So that's something to keep in mind going forward. All right, next up, kind of a unique movement here, the Pendulum Squat by Atlantis, real heavy duty leg machine, and it really hits the legs. I mean, really hits the legs. That's one plate. So this is my heavy movement for the day. With these, I strive for 6 to 8 reps. Really was taking my time on the warm-ups because 1 is cold, 2 is Nebraska, 3 I'll be 40 in August, and D, everything is just fucking stiff. Pause. So really just warmed up with a plate in 25, and went up to max of about 3 plates for 2 sets of 6. So some key points on this exercise. It's very easy to do a sissy squat on here, meaning that you can roll up on your toes, really stretch the quadriceps, and do like a real Tom Platz style of sissy squat, where it stretches the quads and really brings out a lot of the other muscle fibers that normally don't get hit with a lot of heavy quad work. 2, it's a pretty long platform where my feet are at. So my feet are around about a mid platform. That's where I found out where my quads are hit very optimally, where I feel them the most. If I go any lower, I have a bit of a ankle compromise. If I go too high, then it's pretty much hamstring. So with that being said, I kept it mid-platform and just really wanted to focus in on the quads. All right, kicking it off with some leg press here. So the reps didn't get too crazy, really just stayed between 8 and 10. My top sets were 6 plates for a set or 2 of 8. I don't remember. But again, with these, what you want to make sure is that if you have a wide enough platform, kind of keep your feet low, because what happens is that the higher that you put your foot is the more hamstring emphasis the exercise will have. So that being said, when you go high, fellas, and you think you're doing something with your legs, you're really only hitting your hamstrings. You're not hitting your quadriceps. That's the beauty of the leg press too, is that it's very versatile. You can hit different parts of the thigh, whether it's the hamstring, whether it's the outer thigh, whether it's the front of the quadricep. You can hit it all with the leg press, which is why I love it so much. And here, this is my heavy set, and I'm contemplating life at this point, because I know that this is about to be a load of bullshit. So, clean 8 reps here, really just trying to sink in for the next set. Oh my God, which is a load of malarkey, but stay with me and you'll see what it is. And right here is the epitome of bullshit. And I don't even know why I thought this was a good idea at 6:15 in the morning. So, as you can see in the caption, it's leg press, time set for 1 minute. In the past, I've done this with 3 plates, but I try not to be a little bitch. So what did we do? We upped it to 4 for 1 minute. And as you can see, I started off relatively strong, but then the rest intervals just became more frequent. This was rough, but this is a metabolic pump set I worked into this exercise. So anytime you do metabolic pump work, it's usually high rep. This was very high rep. I don't know how many it was, because I made it a point to not count after 5, because it just would have made the process even more terrible. So throw these in from time to time. You can even do leg curl if you got enough balls to do it. But please go ahead and try sometime to see if you are man enough to do leg presses or any type of exercise for 1 minute. Next up, RDLs. This is an exercise that I feel that I could progress on really fast. I'm just going a little bit below the knee because, as I've mentioned before, I was just really tight everywhere. So really didn't get to emphasize a huge stretch, but I did them nonetheless. And then I just went ahead and emphasized load rather than, getting a full stretch. As you can see here, 315. Stuck there for a couple sets. Again, not really emphasizing a ton on the stretch, but definitely more on the load and keeping that load on my hamstrings as much as possible. I really want it to look like I have 2 slabs of ham hocks hanging back there when I do a side chest pose. And I definitely want them to be standouts when I do my back double bicep. So, and plus this will help me bring up my lower back. This is a posterior chain builder all the way through and through. So if you don't have it inside of your repertoire, is something that I think you should definitely think about carrying, for the simple fact that it will thicken you up all the way from your traps all the way down to your hamstrings. Very underrated exercise, very poorly done exercise, but if you can clean that form up and really push it and get strong with load over time, then you will do excellent. So thanks for watching, guys. My website, tenacitystrength.com, and my social media outlets, that is Twitter at BadBadLeroyB, and on Instagram at I am Larry Brown. So take care, fellas.